Hello everyone, and today we have a challenge video. So for this challenge video, I have decided that I'm going to play a mobile game, and then the first ad that comes on my screen, I'm going to have to recreate that game in Unity. Pretty standard stuff. I'm going to have to create my own graphics, animation, code, and sound for the game. I'm going to add an extra challenge so that I cannot spend more than 2 days on any part of the game. So I'm going to pop open my phone and see what game we get. So I have my phone open, I'm playing Helix Jump, which is a mobile game. Yeah, so I'm just going to play it and see what the first ad I get is. Boom, we got an ad. So this one is Tomb of the Maps. It's similar to Pac-Man, where you like swipe to go around the screen. It is very similar to Pac-Man, but instead of having ghosts, there's spikes that that you try to avoid, and there's also move around. It's kind of similar to a puzzle game with the Pac-Man views. It's a pretty cool game. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be creating. Wish me luck. So I started out this project similar to all my other projects, where I just open Photoshop and get to creating. Unfortunately, my recording software cannot show Photoshop window, but here is what I ended up creating. I also created the graphics for the coin and the spikes. And with that, I kind of had all my graphics done. It's a very minimalistic game. It was pretty nice. And then I opened up Unity and created a new project, and it pretty much went downhill from there. I started out by creating a basic level, pretty much just a square, so I could practice all the movement. And then I quickly realized that my character sprite was looking, bad. It was just lacking. It just, especially from far away, it looked really bad. So then I decided to just change it up. I think that was a pretty good idea, because I think it's pretty good now. So next I started on creating movement, which is really hard. It actually took me a really long time to nail movement. But keep in mind, movement was pretty much the only thing I needed to do. There wasn't really much else. Like, the spikes was really easy, the wind was really easy, the coins were really easy, but man, it was just the movement that was extremely hard. And you'll notice that I tried a bunch of different ways, and it stopped me actually for like pretty much the whole time. So here's pretty much my thought process. But what I did next was create coins, which was, again, easy. You just spread them around the map, have a tag on them, and if you collide with them, they delete, and then you also get 1 coin, so that was fairly easy. Next, I created the spike script, which again really didn't have a script, because I just added a tag to it and said if the player collided with it, then you just like delete the player. So that was really actually quite easy. Yeah, so that led us into
Day 2.
Day 2, I woke up and started creating. I extended the levels so that it could give me more variety, more chance to add some stuff. The next part I was dreading, since I knew I had to do it. The movement bug. And then I finally figured out a solution to it. Yeah, and so here's my thought process through that. At first, I tried a few different solutions. The first one was, instead of using transform.translate, have it rigid body collision, but that still had that weird bumping issue where it would just like go back and forth, and it would just glitch to the wall. So I had to come up with a different approach. It was actually quite challenging. I, again, tried really hard to try and fix it, and I eventually did, and here is the method I used. What I did was I had colliders on each side of the character so that it could detect which side it was on, and then I also had a static array, an int array, so that it would change the 0 to 1 if it was touching something, and back to 0 every single frame to reset it. So that actually worked extremely well, and it eventually did work, but there was a few things that kind of confused me. I had to use on trigger exit for once. You always use on trigger enter, so that was something new. But that's how I did it, and it did work, and it works quite well. So let's go. I win. Woo! The next part was pretty easy too. I added some post-processing. And that quickly got out of hand. Don't overuse bloom. That's all I'll say. Yeah. But in the end, I added some post-processing, some bloom, color correction. It ended up looking pretty sweet. Right, so here's the final demo. Okay, there it is. There's the game I created. This part's totally optional, but if you're going to enjoy this, consider hitting the like button and subscribe button. It really helped me out, motivate me to do more of these. Yeah, and with that, I will see you hopefully next week in the next video. Bye bye.